Greetings. Now I will talk about a structural analysis I devised for the relationships of sigils and how we see reality, as per my last video. So it is hoped that the definitions of my first video, first part that is, will clarify to which I will talk about now. I firmly believe that there are forces which have no regard for humanity. I will read Ephesians 6, chapter 6, verse 12, King James Version. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual witnesses and wickedness in high places. Language was induced. Language came from groups of symbols that express everyday experiences. Symbols get their power from spatial and tonal octaves relationships. Hence reality is the vibration of geometric shapes and transference of simple to complex and complex to simple rhythmic arrangements. A symbol expresses by frequency, under light, color and sound. These two are interchangeable. For example, the frequency of the color red corresponds to a particular tone. A symbol has various other dimensions in constant transformation from state to state. That is dimension to the dimension, obviously. Here, I define dimensions as appearances of different periodical phases that express reality as a whole. This is by rhythmic vibration of one state to another state in polar relationships, seeking and enforcing balance, like a pendulum. Creation is governed by balance and cannot be anything else. Simulation, therefore, is the only way to counter this balance. For example, I'm putting a blanket over the real and calling the blanket the real, or the law of nature and the synthetic law of man. This simulation is the induction of an unordinary reality to be experienced for a certain effect. Our symbols, which we depict, are symbols of which our reality is depicted as, was reorganized, changing its meaning. This reorganization rendered the symbols occultic. A new definition results in a new tonal spatial relationship that is now unregistered to normal awareness. Yet, it still seems like there is something that we notice that is strange or different. But we can't point it out. We can't put a finger on it. Our original reality, or the real, has been occulted. Language is a controller of thought. This is the most potent form of sorcery, a diabolical reversal. Thought, I maintain, is a physical property, which can be registered coming from the body. Being a physical property, thought will affect how reality is seen and experienced. further expand, thought controls mood. It is the substance, the core of emotion. Emotion is the manifestation of thought. This is the prime mechanism of how a sigil works, which is the catalyst of simulated constructs of reality. I will close with this. It is truly an eye-opener how symbols with their archetypes become the blocks of language. That is, the building blocks of language. Language becomes a controller of how one thinks. How one thinks filter what is seen. This is the main reason why I think language was induced. It's been implanted. Until part 3, in part 3, I will tie all this together. Alright, thanks for listening.